So here we are in Chisinau. It's Sunday, and this is the second round of the election for president. So we have Maia Sandu, the incumbent. She is running to hold on to her seat as president against opposition who is said to be linked to Russia, but he says that he's in favor of some kind of European association with Moldova. Here is that guy. So 2 weeks ago, there was another vote, and it was the presidential vote alongside a referendum change for the constitution to give Moldova the green light to enter the EU. Those were very interesting votes. The referendum vote just squeaked by. And the reason for that is the tens of thousands of Moldovans who live overseas, including in Russia, voted in favor of Moldova becoming part of the EU. So that just passed, but really, really close. And then in that first round, Maia Sandu, the incumbent, didn't cross the threshold of 50%, hence we're having the runoff today. This is a pretty big polling station. It's around 11 in the morning. And we're not really seeing the big lineups you'd expect. So that could actually hurt Sandu, I'm told, if people become complacent. Now, against this backdrop is what's said to be massive Russian influence, people being paid to vote a certain way, voter intimidation. And 2 weeks ago, observer missions of international election observers said that administrative resources, in other words, government muscle, was being used to sway the vote. They said there wasn't a very even playing field. And then also people got confused between the vote for the referendum and the president. Now, also against the backdrop is a week ago parliamentary elections in Georgia, where the increasingly authoritarian, some say pro-Russian Georgian Dream Party got in. This was also amidst accusations of voting irregularities, that sort of thing. But surprisingly, the election observation missions were pretty muted in their criticism against reporting, including by BBC, which showed vote stuffing, including really strident remarks by the president and the opposition that there is massive voter fraud. So put all this together, and we're seeing a shifting landscape among Ukraine's neighbors, Moldova next door, and further along the Black Sea, Georgia, away from the EU, away from Europe. So let's see what happens today, but it's said to going to be a very tight race for Maia Sandu. And I mentioned polling stations in Russia. I believe there are only 2 there. And given the number of Moldovans, and they're not only in Moscow, they're all over, it's very difficult for all of them to come vote. The pipeline, so to speak, is just really constrained. So that's a problem too. Russian officials made sure that Moldovans would have a tough time, it looks like, to come there and vote.